about the profound changes that you see ahead as a result of big data, artificial intelligence, robotics, all the things that are transforming work as we know it. How should universities be leaders in thinking not just about, as we do unequivocally, developing all of those technologies, but how do we think about the broader social implications of all of those things?
Yeah, social and the moral issues that are involved in artificial intelligence. So my view is pretty clear here. Universities are the institutions who should think about those problems. They have the scholars, they have the long-term perspective. They're not burdened with conflicts with other business concerns and things like that, that any corporation is trying to balance. Even if it's trying to do the right thing, it's trying to balance the business issues as well and the financial issues. So I think universities need to step up and they need to take a role. And I think this technology is moving very fast. So universities need to step up and get going on it, because if we don't bring together our disciplines to think about it, what's going to happen is this technology is going to roll out with both some negative consequences as well as unintended consequences.
I mean, it is the classic example, more than almost anything I've seen since genetic engineering, on something which has phenomenal potential for good and phenomenal potential for not good.
Yep. And we need, I mean, in the case of genetic engineering, there was that landmark Asilomar meeting.
Exactly.
That was set a set of ground rules for what would be done and what wouldn't be done, and it prevented us from doing lots of negative things. We're going to need to do something similar.
I like your discussion of empathy as a trait. It's something most people wouldn't associate with leadership, but I think it absolutely belongs as a trait of leadership. How do you teach empathy?
I think you teach, after you've read To Kill a Mockingbird, for a starter, so I'll tell a little story that that Phil Knight told when he was with our scholars. We were doing an interview at the orientation for our new scholars, and I asked him about the Colin Kaepernick situation. And Phil initially expressed some ambivalence about it. He was in the armed forces. He's a great believer this country has done enormous things for him, and he was a little worried about it. And then he said he had had a conversation with LeBron James, and he had said to LeBron James he was getting worried because his two grandchildren were getting ready to start driving a car, and he was worried about all the things that happen when teenagers drive cars, right? That somebody has something to drink, or there are too many kids in the car, they're distracted, or they have a cell phone out, and LeBron James looked at him and said, I'm worried that my son is going to be stopped by a policeman and shot. And that was a point that changed Phil's perspective on what Colin Kaepernick was standing for when he knelt. And it's a sort of walk in your skin. Here you see it in a very different perspective, right? And that personal empathy changed his view. So that's an example. So we've got to find other examples like that where people have that kind of opportunity to see a different perspective, to see life from somebody else's position.
I think it's an important part of education, and something that if we want to develop leaders, we really have to make part of the education process. I think I'm going to stop at this point and suggest that we go to questions from the audience. Now that I've had more than my share of being able to throw them out. And I think the process...
We have some roving microphones.
We have roving microphones. Do you want any more process, Alan, than that?
No, that's fine. So, just raise your hand.